How many wrecks are in Lake Zurich? Let's take a look. There's one here, a cargo ship that carries 35 kilos of silver, but unfortunately in slack form, means that it would have to be extracted, and that's too much of an effort. There are also ships that are so flat that are more like 2D. For example, the wreck that lies in front of Roger Federer's house. There are also cargo ships, they are loaded, like this one here, which is about 27 meters long. Others are empty. Some of them are not only made of wood, but also reinforced with steel beams, sometimes added later. Some cargo ships that you find are so massively built, a small forest must have been felled for them. And there are cargo ships with petroleum engine, among the first combustion engine built from around 1896 onwards. This Ledine sank here in 1900. There are also cargo ships that you can dive into. You can enter the ship to reach, for example, the engine room. But caution here, only experienced diver with a closed circuit system should enter, because otherwise the air bubbles can accumulate under the ceiling and the wood will rot faster. There are also cargo ships with open hatches in the stern area. That's where the crew used to sleep. There are cargo ships with large stone blocks, or cargo ships with sandstone plates, or cargo ships with coal or shale coal. There are two cargo ships laying next to each other, like twins, and both are roughly identically around 27 meters long, and they have no motor and no steering. They were towed by a steaming ship and sunk here in the winter storm in 1885. There are also cargo ships where their steering tiller, a 7-meter long rudder made of oak, is still laying there as if it has been placed just now. Or there are cargo ships with gigantic steering wheels, or boats with a very small steering wheel. There are boats that look like small cargo ship. You might call them Weitling. There are cargo ships with a flat bow, or cargo ships with a pointy bow. This one transported ore. There are also wrecks like this one here that were barely damaged in a collision on the stern and sunk in 1906. It was loaded with gravel, and the operator had a very hard time, even went bankrupt a few years later. There are wrecks with special names, for example this one, this sailing boat named Diana 5, or this motorboat named Wilhelmina. And there are beautiful wooden boats, and there are boats where you can still clearly read the license plate. There are boats without engines, boats with engines, and even boats with outboard motors, where the fuel tank is still there in such a way that you might think you could start the engine right away. Most ships are upright, but some lie tired on the side, and other lies completely upside down, like the small boat here, or the large Ledine made of wood, who sank in a storm in 1928. It was loaded with sand, gravel, and had 4-man crew, and 3 of them died. There are also workboats with winches, here this one with the St. Gallen license plate. And there are sailing boats with masts, sailing boat with full mast standing. There are boats inhabited with animals, or wreck full of mussels. Recently, the invasive quagga mussels has been detected in the Lake Zurich for the first time. As a wreck diver, it was immediately clear to me what that means. In Lake Constance, I witnessed how the quagga mussel completely covered all the wrecks within just a few years. What once revealed fascinating details is today nothing but a mountain of mussels. Even at depth of over 200 meters, the mussels has spread explosively and overgrown everything. That is why it's now my last chance to see the wrecks in Lake Zurich in their original condition before their beauty is lost forever. In the recent week, I conducted 55 dives in up to 132 meters of water depth with the state-of-the-art sonar system. I documented 45 wrecks, and I'm certain there are many more remaining undiscovered. Of these 44 wrecks, 26 were cargo ships, each one unique. The most beautiful thing for me, however, was that none of these wrecks is yet covered with the quagga mussels. doing the work, I had a laughing and a crying eye. Laughing because the wrecks are still so well preserved you can see even the smallest details. Crying because I know that this condition will be gone in a few years. To document this historical witness as best as possible, I captured all the wrecks in 4K video quality with high precision sonar data and underwater position reference system. This data makes 3D modeling possible for future research or documentation. Additionally, I searched for remains of aircraft crash sites. I didn't find several suspicious objects, but none of that could be clearly identified as an aircraft. My impression in Lake Zurich, parts from previous aircraft recovery operations seems to have been removed very thoroughly, much more thoroughly than in Lake Constance, where even after complete recoveries you can still find many components or almost complete aircraft remains. To me, one thing is clear: Lake Zurich has fascinating secrets, but the window of time to experience them unspoiled is closing rapidly.